Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Good Talk with Robin Eve and Donnie Vapor. We've got a lot of great stuff to talk about this evening, and thank you so much for deciding to spend your Sunday with us. We also recently sat down and had a really good talk with Frank Walker, longtime friend, fellow musician, and prune belly syndrome survivor. We talk about the website and his future plans, and we also share a song that he wrote to help raise awareness for this condition. So, without further ado, Frank Walker.
Welcome to Good Talk TV. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. With meeting you, I learned about a medical condition that I had never heard of before. The condition is called prune belly syndrome, and it is officially called Eagle-Barrett syndrome. And why don't you tell us a little bit about it and why you're so connected to it?
Well, okay, it is a condition where when you were born with this, you usually have no abdominal muscles at birth, which can lead to a lot of other issues like with kidneys and lungs and heart and a bunch of other things. I was born with this 53 years ago almost. The survival rate for this is only 50% up to age 2. Through whatever luck and doctors and whatever else, I was able to get this far. And I found the website about 15, 20 years ago that had to do with this website. And at that time, there was only like one person who was running it and very few people as members with it. So little by little, as the years went on, it built up, and we started trying to raise awareness for it.
Now, you say the fatality rate is 50% by age 2.
Right.
So what happens with people like you that lasted? What are some of the things that you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis if you're struggling with this?
Well, yeah, for most of my childhood, I had no abdominal muscles, so I couldn't do, basic functions were tougher to do. I was very limited physically moving. Even just like getting out of a chair, you couldn't just pick yourself up and off you went. You had to grab onto something, push yourself up, and have kind of leverage to get you to move. And the other main issue is like kidney related, infections and normal day-to-day issues that are much different than anybody else's. That is where the complications really set in, because you tons of doctor visits, tons of surgeries. I don't even know how many surgeries I had as a kid, as a baby. As I got to be a teenager, my doctors found a way around that, so to somewhat fix it. He knew of a way that he could transplant muscle from your thighs up to your stomach, and can serve as like 95% protection or correction to your missing muscles. He had done it on dogs.
Wow.
For different reasons, and whether it was an accident or something like that, and he was able to do it for them, and then do it for people like for reasons of car accidents or ulcers or things like that. But then this case came up to him, and he says, "I can do this for prune belly patients. I understand what their situation is, and I can fix that." So I was a guinea pig for it, for that purpose, for that reason.
And he essentially built you an abdomen.
Basically, from within.
Unbelievable.
He had me build muscle. He had me actually mostly bike ride is what I mostly did. Built up my upper leg muscles. There are 4 muscles in each thigh. So when you build them up, he took one out of each thigh to move them up the stomach, and you don't lose anything by doing that. The other 3 muscles expand, so you don't lose any your leg function, and you have extra muscle now in the stomach.
It's just incredible. It really is. And it explains, because I know over the years you've been very clear about people who have prune belly and that you were born with prune belly. Mm-hmm. And I think that was because of this surgery that you had when you were 15. Is that right?
15, yes.
So right. We're trying to raise awareness, and they are a 501c nonprofit. So yes. We're trying to raise money as well. When you first discovered this website, you wrote a song not long after that was called Not the Only One. So before you saw the website, you thought that you were the only one with this condition because you had never met anybody or heard of anybody else that had it. So this website not only helps the prune belly community, and it's helping to get information about the condition out there, but it also has developed such a strong community of allowing people to know that they're not the only one and that they're not alone while they're dealing with this.
Their main purpose to this day is to raise awareness, to provide information for families who don't know what to expect. They still get, every day they get new families coming in saying, you know, I found out my child has this. What is this? What do I do? What do I expect to happen? I'll still once in a while get emails from out of the blue from people who say, well, you know, I found out that my baby has this, and I saw your information. And without saying it this way, they basically say, how'd you get so old? And I know families on both sides of it. And when I find out about one that doesn't, it's personal. You know, on one level, that could have been me, you know. And on another level, you're thinking, okay, how did I get this far? I'm in my 50s. How did I get here? And that baby couldn't.
Did you get this far and not have us further along with medicine and research and finding out what causes this? Is there a genetic link?
So there is no rhyme or reason. There's no one way to look at this. Every person's case, every person, you know, even the adults now, their case is different than mine and everybody else's. It starts the same way and then branches out. So it makes it very difficult to try to research and pinpoint. And that's the rough part.
I know that when you first recorded Not the Only One, shortly after you had found it, it's just such a beautiful, relatable song. And it really, it's you know, it's stuck with me all of these years. And now you just redid it and revamped it, and you are in the process of getting ready to put out your own album. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I did it back in 2003, and then I'm redoing it now. It's almost done. There's a couple more things I have to do to it. But once that song is done, we can mix the entire album. So
how many tracks? And what's it called?
Well, I originally recorded 22 tracks. Right now I'm going to put out 10.
Okay.
And then it'll be another 12 later on.
Ambitious project then.
Yeah. Right now it's called Frank Walker's Greatest Hits, a solo debut album. But I don't know.
I want to shorten it a little bit.
So I'm still working on the title, but but right now, yeah, it's gonna be 10 songs, and then, like I said, there's another 12 that are mostly duets with people.
Yay!
And so that'll be the next second album. But this one right now is mostly me. It's one other person singing on one of the songs on the first one, and the rest will be mostly me. Hopefully, it'll sound good. So,
way to sell it.
We'll see.
Frank Walker, thank you so much for sitting down with us. Thank you for telling us about prunebelly.org. We really hope that you will follow them on social media. You look up the website and you learn more about this condition. Help us spread the word, raise awareness, and raise some funds if we can, because they do really, really great work. And 86% of all of the donations that come through go directly to services that are for the families. Check out Frank Walker Music, LINY.com. Thanks so much for the good talk, Frank.
For a long time, I seemed unique from a very early age, asking why, feeling weak, living within a cage, wondering if I am the only one.
What was I supposed to make of my limitations? How much more should I take of this situation? Can it be I am the only one?
The only one. The only one.
the drive, not deprived. Feel alive.
Do you know how it feels to be different? At times you think you are the only one who exists with the pain of not being the same. When you got brothers and sisters that don't share the same last name or share the same blood, but share the same battle. Some days are real good, some days are just a hassle. Operations to doctor visit, you are not alone. So I wrote this to let you know you don't have to be alone.
The only one.
You don't have to be
The
alone.
only one.
You don't have to be alone.
These days, there are ways through the haze to sing His praise. We gather here with prayers held dear, wanting to erase all pain, death, and fear. Lord, please help them see. No one seems to have heard just how this came to be. We need to spread the word.
Show the world I'm not the only one. No, no. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for this community. Thank you, Lord, for the thread we share. Thank you, Lord, for this unity. Thank you, Lord, for the power of care. Thank you,
The
Lord.
Prune Belly Syndrome Network is a volunteer organization devoted to patient support and education of the medical community about this rare condition.
1 in 40,000 live births result in prune belly syndrome, and all of them have all or some of their abdominal muscles missing.
50% will not survive their second birthday.
Our goal is to change the medical profession's perception of prune belly syndrome as a hopeless condition
and to educate and promote an interest among the community to do further research into the causes of the syndrome
and more effective treatments.
www.prunebelly.org.
You can help.
Thank you, Lord, for this community. Thank you, Lord, for the thread we share. Thank you, Lord, for this unity. Thank you, Lord, for the power of care. Thank you, Lord, for showing me I'm not the only one.
If you don't know what prune belly is, please go to www.prunebelly.org